All right.
We got to remember to edit this.
All right. Nope.
Man, this is the worst day of my life. Oh, man. Okay.
I'm sorry you're updating a Commodore 64.
I'm gonna kill you and everyone you know.
Is your computer having a hard time because Internet Explorer is officially retired?
Yeah.
All right.
AOL.
There we go.
Very topical.
Wait. What's been?
IE 11 is dead, but you can still use it.
Pornography?
Anything.
With squiggles.
Well, did you know before it was actually called the internet? It was called like the bulletin board, like the banded bulletin board. That's what the internet was actually called before the internet actually came into vogue.
Yeah,
I don't know if you knew that.
It started as a message board for nerds.
And wait, was there pornography?
No. It
No,
was all text.
So that's why it wasn't popular.
Yeah, it took like 10 hours to download a game of Tetris, basically, but it was like the greatest thing since sliced bread because no one's ever seen it before.
So when did the boobs come? That's all I mean. When did that happen?
Long time after that. Yeah.
Boobs don't come.
No, it was actually called the banded bulletin board for a long time before the word internet actually was in vogue.
Welcome to Dorkfest. My name is Matt. That is, you know what? You know what's funny? I had no idea because I remember my old man was like big into computers when it first started, right? And he had one of those in the printer with the
dot matrix.
paper.
Yeah.
I don't know what he did with it, honestly.
Yeah.
You know,
Apple IIe with
Yeah.
little stick figures.
yeah, because I'm sure Jack is just like, my dad's on the computer. He's masturbating, right? Okay, but what did my dad do? I mean, what did he do with the computer? I mean,
we couldn't jerk off because there was no porn, there was no streaming or anything. So I mean, he had to do something else.
He had a pretty extensive collection of Playboys and Penthouses.
Well, I mean, he had some Hustler magazines there, but not through the computer.
Hustler is disgusting, man. That objectified women.
Cherry.
Oh man, who didn't love Cherry and Jugs?
We.
That was. Oh my God. Julia, we are living in the magazine pornography past. Yeah.
Good housekeeping. Sears
It's
catalog.
like the lingerie section of the Sears catalog.
Right to the bra section.
Wait, who didn't spank it to the National Geographic with the hanging boobies? Right,
Yeah, of course.
I think it was like one long boob.
Were you talking about the African chick with the long neck?
Yeah, and then she had because she never wore a bra, so her tits hung down to her waist, and you're just like, oh man, waist tits. Oh, this is awesome.
That is a very hotly debated topic now. A lot of
waist
women.
tits?
No, a lot of women are saying that if you don't wear, because that's I don't want to call it a myth, but they say if you don't wear a bra, your boobs will hang. But a lot of women are saying that it makes them more firm. So that's a hotly debated topic right now. I looked at Julia.
Okay, Julia, I have to ask you this.
I have no knowledge of that.
Are you and your friends hotly debating the hanging boobs and braless boobs thing?
I think the saying goes, protect the city, free the titties.
There you go.
I'm going to write that down.
Oh my God.
If I had a pen, I'd write that down.
Okay, listen, Ted's not allowed to have a pen because he does the clicking thing. I'm sorry, right? We took his pen, and I literally threw it across the room.
What'd you say? Free the titties.
Protect the city.
Protect the cities.
Free the titties.
Free the titties.
Yep.
Yeah.
You know what? That actually makes so much sense to me because if a guy was pulling out a gun and a girl just went like this, titties, he'd be like, oh yeah, hold on, let me put this gun away. Hold on, I need this hand for something else. That's my shooting hand. Wow. See, there's so many things. I think there's so many things that Julia is going to inform us on today that it's just going to make life so much better for us. Not for you, Ted. Yeah, well, you'll forget.
Well, I'm pretty close-minded, so I don't really.
No, it's not that you're close-minded. It's just that anything she says today,
Yeah.
you aren't going to remember. You're literally going to say next week, I'm going to be like, oh, Julia, remember she told us about the titties in the cities? And Ted's going to be like, what cities?
This is a recorded episode, so how do you know I won't listen to it?
You've never listened. The only episode. Listen, I said this before. The only time you've ever listened is when you and I are in a car, and I'm like, Ted, we're listening to the show, so you can see what you.
And he's like,
so you can hear what you said.
What is this?
Yeah.
Who are these guys?
He's like, these guys are hilarious. I'm like, that's you.
This is the top 25 podcast in the country, right?
Oh
no,
no. You know what? I wish. We're increasing a lot. We've had a lot of extra viewers, man. I mean, we are covering
as we should.
Yeah, we are covering most of the block that I live on. All right, we should probably get started. All right,
let's do it.
Okay, in 5, 4, 3, 2. Hey, everybody. My name is Matt, and welcome to the Real Three Idiots podcast. Sitting across from me with a grazed over look on his face is Teddy.
Hey, everybody, it's Captain Pisspits. Oh, I'm sorry, that's your line. My fault. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Whoa,
I'm
man.
sorry, that was a little...
Okay, so this is going to be aggressive.
He came out hot out of the gates.
Yeah, a little passive-aggressive.
Well,
I'm
you know what?
sorry.
Here's the problem. He shows up sober, and he's so angry, and we just have to wait 1 hour and 6 minutes until he's like, you know what? You're a piss.
Why is it all about you?
It's not. I'm literally describing you. Oh, man. Okay. And to my left is a man clearly plotting to overthrow his local Baskin-Robbins, Johnny.
Good evening.
That sounded like a Busch Light, by the way.
Let's get this Natty Light. Let's get this started.
Oh, man. You know what? That's when people say that, I always say I don't drink that shit because I have a job. Yeah. Well, I don't anymore, but I'll have a job soon. Okay, and today we have the special guest that I was talking about last week, my good friend Julia. Julia, it is great to have you on the show.
Hey there, guys.
Hello.
Thank goodness you're
Welcome.
here, finally. Took you so long.
I know.
Like Dorothy Explorer, what took you so long?
Well, you know what? I think once my sister was on, that, all the women will flock now. You know what? I mean, Marjorie Taylor Greene next? Is that... What? No? Johnny, are you saying no?
I don't know.
Come on, man. Listen, how much fun would she be just saying random, insane shit that comes to her head after Ted talks?
Gazpacho
Listen,
versus Gestapo?
Ted, you and her could have a battle of words that don't mean anything. That would be like the greatest thing ever.
Like Wordle.
Okay, so Julia, I know you listen to the show, and you are in your 20s, correct?
Yeah. Last time I checked my license, yeah.
Do you have to check that a lot? I mean, well, you know what? Hold on. I don't want to say that because I know Ted. Ted cannot say his age without looking at his license. And then he looks at his license and says, "Matt, how old am I?" Yeah. Okay. You've then listened because you've listened to the show. You've listened to Ted's terrible tips for 20s, correct?
Correct.
Okay. I mean, have any of them ever helped you?
I mean, they're actually pretty useful. The last one on motivation, I thought was really helpful.
How about the Hitman one? That was a good one, right? Actually, I just read on a side note, I just read some couple in Florida just hired criminal defense attorneys because coincidentally the woman who was having an acrimonious divorce with her husband just happened to be murdered randomly on the road with his 2 kids in the car. Of course, they weren't touched, but he was just killed. And just now he's out of the way. And I'm sure they had nothing to do with it, of course.
I am so confused. Who killed who? Did the kids kill the parents?
Who's zooming who? Is that what you said?
I mean, okay, so the parents are getting divorced and the kids killed both the parents?
No. The woman divorced the husband, and she's with a new guy now. And then the ex-husband, who obviously has a very acrimonious relationship with the ex-wife, they're going to court constantly for child support stuff and just visitation stuff. He coincidentally gets murdered.
Wow.
On some Florida highway so here's how it happened. So there's a tire in the middle of the road. He stops the car because he can't bypass the tire, and then some guy just happens to randomly shoot him and drive away while the kids in the car were unharmed.
Hold on, can I ask you a question? Was he walking a dog? Because in Florida, if you're walking a dog, you're basically out there to be shot.
You know she fucking did it. Come on. You know she fucking did it.
Oh man. Okay, so any jurists who are looking for any lawyers who look for a potential juror, you can pretty much get Ted to say anything, agree with anything with a couple of
guns and ammo. Look at her restrictions, guns and ammo.
Quick tip for next week. Kids, don't get out of your car.
Yeah, no shit.
Just go around the tire.
Yeah. Search the hard drive. You know what's in there. You know what's in that hard drive.
Just assume as soon as your tire goes flat, your ex-wife is trying to kill you. Yeah. And kids, your soon-to-be ex-wife was trying to kill you. All right. So Julia, you actually thought that Ted's tips were good.
Yeah, I mean, with everything that's been going on, I think it's important to find that thing or things in your life that help you focus on what's important.
I am dumbfounded.
Thank you, Julia.
I can't believe anyone actually believes that. Okay, all right.
Here's living proof right here.
Yeah, I mean, John, I remember you said you visited South Africa, and I know from the Cheese podcast that they're having their 20th annual South African Cheese Fest.
I heard about that. We weren't able to go when I was there, so I'm like really disappointed to be honest.
So, this year they're having the Belnori feta that won silver in the 2019 World Cheese Awards.
I heard that on the Cheese podcast last week.
What the?
But Matt doesn't like cheese. So.
To be honest, he does seem a little lactose intolerant, if you know what I mean.
What is that? Some kind of inside joke? I don't know. I'm not lactose intolerant. I like cheese like everybody else.
A little erectile challenge is what they probably really mean. That's a quote for that. I don't know. I'm not a urologist. I don't know.
Ted, you're lactose intolerant. Okay, so Ted is awesome. He's got great tips. John is great. Anything you would like to say before we get started? Maybe about me, something positive.
I mean, I really like your shirt.
What this is a podcast. No one can see my shirt.
I mean, that's a shame because it's really nice.
It is super great.
Ted, if you say a word about my shirt, I'm going to climb over this table and I'm going to bitch slap you. I swear to God. I don't understand this cheese podcast thing. It's insanity to me.
I still can't figure out, is that a real thing?
It is a real thing, Ted. It is a
or that's
real
just
thing.
Fictitious.
It is, Ted. The only thing fictitious is you pointing at me right now. Oh, my God. That is so crazy. Okay. Before we get started, I kind of want to throw in a personal thing, if that's cool.
Yeah.
Is that cool?
Yeah.
Okay. If you've been listening regularly, you've probably heard me say that I'm leaving my teaching job after 20 plus years. It's a pretty toxic environment, and, so I just had to get out. But there's a cool tradition, excuse me, that the school has on the last day of school, okay, after a long term of service, not like 2 weeks like Ted lasted. You walk down the hall towards the office and everybody claps for you and you say some last words and then you punch out and you go. Yeah, it just does it. It's really kind of cool, right? So I got to do that on Tuesday. That was my last day.
Did they give you a gold pin like they did in the 50s at the factory? If you've been at the factory for 40 years, they give you a gold pin and send you on your way?
No. They give you a sharpened pencil right in the eye.
Then you get diagnosed with mesothelioma like about a year later after your retirement.
Jeez.
You've been working in the coal mine?
No, but it's kind of cool. It's kind of cool, right? So as I'm walking down there, right, and I'm thinking, what am I going to do, right? I mean, 20-something years, right? And I'm thinking, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to walk down and shit all over my boss, right? And then I'm just going to call out a bunch of people that were total dicks, right? But then I was thinking, as I'm walking, I'm thinking, this is what everybody expects from me. Because I'm kind of an asshole, okay? So I want to do something different. So I'm just not sure what I'm going to say. So as I'm walking, I legit thought about saying this, okay? I thought it would be kind of funny, all right? I was going to stand there and they're like, speech. I was going to say, I hate half of you, and I think about the other half of you when I masturbate, right? No, I mean, I figured that would totally freak people out because people would be screaming, he hates me. And then everybody else would be like, I thought we were friends. Oh, my God, right? Okay, but I didn't do that. I did not do that, okay? I was going to say something poignant about kids and the importance of trying to teach the students of the future, blah, blah, blah. That seems so lame.
Yeah, we'll
okay?
leave that to Teddy.
Yeah, there you go. That's probably Ted's tips for 20s, right? So instead, I did this. I walked through, I turned to a group of about 90 people, okay? And in a very neutral voice, I said this. I killed a nun in grammar school. Okay. Now, I'm going to tell you right now, it was awesome, okay? Yeah. So here's what happens. People are cheering. People are clapping. The place goes dead silent. I'm telling you right now, it was just like if you turn off the lights. Sure. It went from bright to soft, right? Done, right? So there were actually a few audible gasps, okay? One guy said out loud, oh, my God. And then this happened, and this was worth every second of doing this, okay? A woman to my right, fellow teacher, she'd been there forever. She said, and I quote loudly, she said, I knew it.
So suspicious.
Dude, it was the weirdest comment from somebody ever. I'm thinking, did I make that up? I don't know, right? So here's a weird thing. So I walk in the office, I punch out, I leave. It's been 2 days. I have not gotten a single text, email, phone call from anybody.
It's hilarious.
Yeah, cool last day, huh?
I like that.
Interesting.
I like that story.
Nice send-off.
But a question. Have you ever seen a nun?
Yeah, I've seen plenty
like
of
in
nuns.
real life? Like
Yeah.
Been around them? Yeah.
But, I mean, I don't hang out with nuns. Do you hang out? No. Julia, do you hang out with nuns?
No.
She's not the best color man in the business for nothing, folks. Johnny, are you hanging out with nuns?
No, grade school. All my teachers were nuns.
Oh,
you went to private like Catholic?
private
Was that
school.
private Catholic school? Is that what that is? Do they actually hit you on the knuckles with the ruler?
Yes, they
like
do.
like in the Blues
Yep.
Brothers? If you do something wrong,
Yep.
you know.
so the Blues Brothers, 100% accurate. Everything there. You guys sang, you guys danced, and you got hit with knuckles.
Yep.
Julia, did you go to private school?
No.
Public school. So you just got hit regular by the kids.
Yeah. Dodgeballs, dodgeballs,
yeah.
erasers, pencils, you
Man,
name it.
I think dodgeball is illegal now, right? Is that dodgeball illegal? Didn't they say like kids were being like picked on by dodgeball?
When I was in high school, it should have been. We had a little. I can't think of the word. Not routine. A little whatever. But it was
Dance routine?
no. Freshman, senior dodgeball.
Oh,
Freshman
that's
against the
it. That
seniors.
sounds fair.
Oh, is that like what was that's that Monty Python thing? The teachers against the students rugby, right?
literally, little boys getting like thrown back into the bleachers from ball shots. You know what I mean?
Wait, are you talking about priest stuff? Is this weird Catholic church? Is this like Sunday school shit?
Sounds like a fraternity hazing is what it sounds like.
That is what Catholic school is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh man, listen, we had I went to Eastern and we had fraternities and sororities, right? And I think they kept the sororities, but they got rid of fraternities after this party, the Pimp and Whore Party, okay, where the guys had Jack Daniels bottles taped, athletic tape to their hands,
And they had to drink them before they could piss.
right, and then the guys all came dressed like pimps, and the girls all came dressed like hoes, and people made love right there in the fraternity house.
Nice.
And I guess some of the people didn't want to make love. I'm assuming it's the fellas because we don't want to force ourselves on women. That's not right.
No.
And that was it. There was no more alcohol. I guess there were still fraternities, but there was no more alcohol in fraternities, and then nobody wanted to be in them.
The youngsters I hear do a little something these days called Edward 40 hands. So they tape
What?
2 40-ounce bottles of beer to their hands, and they have to finish them before they can. Obviously, they can't go to the bathroom. or they're
Wait a minute.
Is that like 99 bottles of beer on the wall?
That's bullshit. I call
steroids?
that breakfast. I mean, what the fuck? That's the best the kids can do.
Beer is called Deer Detox, by the way.
Julia, when you're hanging out with your friends, are you taping things to your hands and making them drink?
Hey, I mean, some of us go to public school and we have to find ways to have fun.
Oh my God! All right, welcome to 7th grade. Those are your Colt 45s. Let's get those taped to your hands. And first day of school. Wow, you know what? I would still be teaching if the kids were all drunk, because that would be hilarious, right?
I would take the part where they sleep it off. That'd be my
Right. It'd be nap time all day long. Yeah. Oh man. Okay. Before we get too into this, I got to do this, man. On Monday, during the U.S. Open press conference, Phil Mickelson was being interviewed. Julia, are you a golf fan at all?
No, not really.
No, that means no.
Neither am I. But go ahead.
Yeah, Ted tries to play.
Mini golf?
Ooh, you know what? That's what we should. Ted, you would be so much better at that.
What are you trying to say?
You suck at golf. That's what I'm trying to say, Ted. You suck. Okay, so Phil Mickelson is at the podium. Now, everybody knows that he joined that LIV tournament, that LIV league, and it's run by the Saudi Arabians, right? So,
They paid him $200 million, by the way.
Yeah.
That was the amount.
Yeah.
To just play. So even if he doesn't win one tournament, he has $200 million guaranteed.
right. Oh,
Just
no.
FYI.
Listen, I don't begrudge him that. Now, I never liked Phil to begin with.
I never liked that guy.
Right.
I never liked him.
I said it a long time ago, but I have a problem with this, okay? What he's done, though, is truly remarkable. He's won 45 times, and he has 6 majors. So that's I don't care what you say. He's in the top 10 all time in wins.
100%, especially considering his little chubby plump body.
Yeah, he does have man boobs.
Yeah.
You know what? He definitely.
How
he
did they
needs
not
to
get in the way
protect
of
the
his
city.
How does that not get in the way of his swing? Those boobs.
Just hanging down at the waist. Okay, listen, like it or
Every
not,
time he finishes a round, he's got 2 black eyes.
He's going to be on the cover of National Geographic next.
Too much estrogen. Too much estrogen.
Oh my God. Okay, like him or not, he's a Hall of Famer. Okay, so he's at the podium, and this reporter starts in on him with this long bullshit soliloquy about how Phil is playing for the Saudis, who funded bin Laden, who toppled the towers, and then the reporter says, "What do you say to the people who had loved ones on the plane that almost crashed into the Senate but was forced down, and they're all dead?" Okay. And so he's standing there.
That's like pretty. That's a pretty open-ended question. That's like saying like how long have you been gay and when you come out of the closet. I mean, there's no right answer to that.
Right.
Question.
So it was such a bullshit question, and to this I say bullshit. I call bullshit. Okay, he's a fucking golfer. He didn't do any of that stuff, and to call him out for that is crap. And here, I just want to say this. This is what I wish he would have said. You know what? Yeah, I do that, but why don't you go ask? You ready for this? AT&T, 3M, Pfizer, Coca-Cola, and about 100 other companies that do business with the Saudis. Don't call out one guy. Yeah. What a bullshit thing to do. I mean, I really, really, really thought that was crappy. So I'm going to do my little bit, and I'm going to say to the reporter that asked that bullshit question, you can suck my dick. Yeah, haven't done that one in a while. I know. I like that one. Okay, Teddy. I'm nervous. We're all nervous. Okay, I had to get that out, though. I was really pissed. Are you ready for your Ted's Tips for 20s?
No.
Good. I need to do, we have a quick sponsor. I need to do a little PSA thing. Okay, we have a new sponsor, but then you got to do it. And Julia is literally waiting to hear what you have to say. Okay.
No pressure.
Live studio audience.
No, there's tons of pressure,
Yeah,
Ted.
exactly.
Okay, let me do this, and then we'll get to your...
Well, that's what you say when there's a lot of pressure. You say no pressure because there is a lot of pressure.
There is a lot of pressure.
Yes.
Okay, here we go. With summer rolling around, the National Parks Association would like to remind you to think before you drink and don't make the same mistakes you made last year when visiting our beautiful national parks. A reminder, national parks are not designed for public masturbation. Once again, that's something you do in the privacy of your own home, a friend's home, or the break room at work. The animals in the park are not pets. They will kill you, rape you, or kill you and rape you in no particular order. Our national parks are not, nor have they ever been, legal places to dump bodies. Please go to New Jersey if you have a body to get rid of. And finally, our national parks were mainly designed for old people to go, then tell everyone who doesn't give a shit about them all about them. Please don't bring your kids here on a family vacation. Be good parents and take them to Disney World. If we all follow these simple rules, we can, for the first time in the history of our national park system, not have to read about morons, buffoons, and partial retards being murdered, raped, and or bored to death. From everyone at the National Parks Association, come on, man.
I love it.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Good sponsor.
Oh, man. I'll tell you what. You know, they reached out to me, and they were just like, we need to do this. We need to let people know, right?
I mean, they're getting a lot of publicity with the floods and Jellystone and...
I think Jellystone.
Yellowstone.
Yeah, it was Yellowstone. I think Jellystone was like a Yogi Bear thing.
I thought you were talking about SpongeBob SquarePants jelly. You know the.
Did you see the latest Yogi Bear episode where him and
they're still in the air?
Him and little Yogi were taking a selfie and they fell off the cliff.
But they're cartoons, so they'll never die. Oh, so by the way, on a side note, before you get to the tips part, I actually just read about two gentlemen in their 60s. For some ungodly reason, they decided to drive alone to Death Valley, California for some
masturbation
tour. Yeah, some silly tour of Death Valley.
Damn it! We just did a PSA about that? Stop jacking off in our national parks.
So they went to Death Valley, where it's like 120 degrees, and it's like the most inhospitable climate you can imagine. And it's like the Gobi Desert or whatever.
It's like Saudi Arabia.
Yeah,
and what? Like, they got out and started jogging?
No, one guy, he ran out of gas, and then he walked 2 miles to go find help. And he died because it's 130 degrees outside. So I'm just saying, if I'm a 65-year-old man, so here's a 10 tips for 20s for a 65-year-old man. Don't go to fucking Death Valley. Don't try to climb Mount Kilimanjaro or some stupid shit. Yeah, go to a brothel.
A brothel?
Yeah, go to a brothel.
It's a brothel.
Say it. Get a happy.
Julia, does this freak you out when he says all these words wrong?
Get a happy ending. Be safe.
Ted, that's not a listen.
Yeah.
Hold on. First of all, Ted's tips for 20s you can't give to
This
65-year-olds.
is Ted tips for 65-year-olds.
No. Listen, Ted's tips for 20s. You can work it in there. Get your grandfather to not just take his keys away. We say, well, you know where we're going. We're gonna drive to the top of the Empire State Building.
I'm just saying, if I'm 65, which I'm not too far away from, the last place I'm going is somewhere I'm going to die in the environment.
I'm
going somewhere
Can
where
we do a Bizarro World episode where I'm Ted and he's me and someone else is you and Julia could be you and then I'll be Ted and I'll be like, so these two 60-year-old idiots, they're gonna free climb El Capitan, right? Okay, so they get halfway.
They're gonna base jump off of Mount Everest.
Oh my God. Okay. No.
Yeah. Just stupid shit like that. That's what I'm talking about. Just
Man, I know that's Ted. I know you're talking about stupid shit.
Here's what I mean.
21 episodes.
Here's what I
This
mean.
is episode
Here's what I mean.
22.
I'd rather be a live coward than a dead hero. That's all you need to know.
That is, you know what? You're not going to save anybody like that, though.
I just saved myself because I ain't doing that shit.
Yeah, but what if someone needs help and you're running away? Then Julia and I have to run over there and do stuff.
Yeah, you can't help people who are in a fucking canyon somewhere like 200 miles away where there's no cell phone reception.
Sure you can. You can drive down there and get them out.
Eaten by a bear.
So you don't. I get that thing, the two extremes. But what about somewhere in the middle? Like, would you cut your arm off if you're trapped between two rocks?
Oh, like the one guy. Yeah, he cut his arm off. He was mountain climbing by himself in Utah somewhere.
Don't do that either. Julie, did you ever see that movie?
There was a movie like that.
But would you climb? Would you saw your arm off, or you just die?
Well, no, but you know why? Because I wouldn't put myself in that position to begin with. Because
No, that's bullshit. I would never saw my own arm off. Julia, okay, do you know this movie? So there's a guy, right, and he's mountain climbing all by himself. He's an idiot, and he gets his arm caught in between two rocks.
Remember the operative word's all by himself.
Okay,
it's like someone going to a
he
bar
didn't
by
tell
himself.
anyone where he's going.
Okay, so Julia, you get your arm stuck. You literally have one choice: cut your arm off. That's two choices, or die. Sorry. Would you cut your own arm off to live?
I would.
Yeah, he did.
You could do that.
Yeah.
Well, who knows? He blacked out several times during the cutting process, but
Yeah, he's using,
I mean,
he's using like
you
a
get it
pen.
done
He's using like a
eventually.
pen knife. He's using like a butter knife.
Butter knife.
pocket
Wait, hold on a
knife,
second.
little
Hold on a
pocket
second.
knife.
He went mountain climbing with a butter knife, Ted.
Well, obviously, he had some type of cutting apparatus to cut his own forearm off.
You know what? I'm just going to go ahead and put this butter on this muffin. Oh my God, my arm! Holy shit! I never saw the movie.
Here's a good question. Using your good judgment, would you go hiking in an inhospitable climate by yourself for no good reason because you love nature? That's a good question. Yeah, exactly.
Not by myself,
yeah,
no.
Exactly. Yeah. You go on some trail. I mean, here we all love nature, but you go on some trail.
No, we don't.
If you did,
I'm an avid indoorsman.
You'd go with a group. You'd go with a group for like an hour and a half hike, and then when it's over, you'd go to like the Quality Inn or some Wyndham Gardens hotel, and you wouldn't go in a tent because you're going to eat by a bear.
This is
or get your throat cut by a fucking raving lunatic who's like in the forest.
Are you saying if I camp in a tent, I'm going to get eaten by a bear?
Yeah, well, I'm just saying. Do you know how dark it is? Like, I mean, do you know? I mean, I've gone camping a long time ago, and I hate it. But I mean, do you know how pitch black it is if you're like in a forest and you have no light? I mean, you literally cannot see your hand in front of your face. It's like the darkest, most inhospitable climate. Bugs.
But Ted,
coyotes.
Wouldn't Bernard Randolph be there with you to protect you? I mean, he was really big, man.
So this is an absolutely true story. So
this is bullshit.
No
one who ever says this is a true story has a true story.
Swear to God, we're in South Africa and we're gonna climb Table Mountain, and I'm there with my family and a number of people. And the first thing the guide said to us is just don't get separated, right? Like. Right,
which is code for you're going to die if that happens. That's what that means. Yeah, that's what that means.
So we go up the mountain.
I believe it.
Two of us peel off to go one way, but two of us, and they lead the group. And then of that group, somehow my wife gets separated from that group. So now she's alone. So now she's climbing the mountain alone. The one thing they said don't do. So she gets to the top. And you can take like a cable car down or something like that. But she had no money, no phone, no nothing. So she's at the top of the mountain, no way to get down. She had to like borrow someone, and we're wondering where she is. No.
Hold on. Can I finish? Let me just say this.
Yeah.
John is a little bit lower doing this. Oh, she's gone. Party time. Party time. She's not here. She's not here.
She gone.
Yeah. And the guide is just like, no, we have to keep looking. And John's just like, dude, we looked for almost 3 minutes. Let's get the fuck out of here right now.
She has to be gone. She has to be gone.
She'll find her way back.
Yeah.
She had to borrow someone's phone.
Listen. If she went off by herself, she clearly knows what she's doing, and she'll find us. Well, hold on a second. Julia, you grew up in the city, right? You grew up in New York and then Chicago, right?
Yeah, the concrete jungle.
Yeah. So are you like an outdoors person? Is that even a thing that excites you?
Yeah, I like being outdoors.
Actually, upstate New York is beautiful.
Hold on a second.
I mean, I'm in him, but
I'm not
upstate New York
talking
is
about.
beautiful.
I'm not talking about sitting outside at a patio of a bar. That's not outside. I'm talking about like hiking and all that kind of stuff.
I do all of that stuff. I go kayaking, hiking.
Whitewater rafting.
Wow.
I've done that before.
Hey, Ted. It's just water, okay? It doesn't matter what.
We don't see water that way.
Yeah, I don't see water. Yeah, exactly. Thank you, Julia. Right. So you're like a person who does all this kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Okay, so you would climb to the top of the mountain by yourself and you'd be fine.
Yeah. I'd find my way back.
Okay, John. Is this story sad?
No, she made it down.
Oh, then it is sad. Sorry.
Sad for John.
Sorry. Bingo.
Yeah. Okay. Wait. Are we still have not done Ted's Tips for 20s?
No.
Well, we got a little sidetracked, talking about,
All right. Are you guys ready to do some singing?
We are.
Julia, do you want to give it a try? So hold on, Julia. I texted her the song, and she is now slowly doing this. Oh shit! I did not.
I gotta do this.
Hold on a second.
Man.
And my phone just timed out too. Okay, are you ready?
Ready.
Julia, are you ready?
I'll do my best.
Okay. Johnny.
Yep.
Ready? 1, 2, 3. Just sit right back and you'll hear a tip from Teddy's lips. Set sail with us on a fateful trip. Teddy, give your tips.
You know what I hate? I think the songs are actually better than the tips themselves. That's what I'm worried about.
They're always better. Yeah, Ted, because you're going to say something you've said in a previous 21
you know it's
shows.
like you go to a concert and then the opening act is actually better than the act that you went to see. That's what.
Oh my God, you said that last week too. Holy shit! I'm going to force you at some point. I'm going to tie you down, okay? And I'm going to Mr. Coffee you and force you to listen to the goddamn show.
It's like Queen opening for me singing or something. It's like, I'm like, oh yeah, I can't beat that. Just go on, just bring them back out.
My friend just went to a concert and he told me, he said REO opened for Styx, and I'm like, really?
Wow,
REO should be the other way around.
I just assumed everyone was dead. Wait a minute, are you saying REO is better than Styx?
I think so.
I will beat you up after the show.
Well, Dennis DeYoung's pretty good.
Dennis DeYoung is awesome.
Yeah,
I don't have a problem with either of them.
It might be
feel
like
REO's
tie.
more...
Might be like a tie.
Styx was a little more localized.
Can we play a fun game? Julia, do you know any songs from REO or Styx?
I've heard of them.
That's good. That's good.
I love that. I just love are they bands or baseball teams? I do not know. Okay. All right. No, that's awesome.
They're a little dated. I mean, they're from the 80s. Both of them, right? REO and Styx.
70s even.
70s,
right.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Way 70s. Way 70s.
Mr.
Okay.
Roboto?
Domo arigato, Mr. Roboto.
Come sail away. All that good stuff.
Oh,
Yeah.
man. Dude, don't get me started. I love Styx.
Me too.
REO.
I saw him in high school.
Yeah. I went to high school with. No, but REO doesn't stand up to Styx at all.
Turns out, I guess they switch. They take turns opening for each other, so it's fair.
Well, that
But
makes sense. That makes
I-
sense.
Whoa, you know what that sounds like? That's okay. Whatever. Oh, so one's a power top and one's a bottom, and then they switch around. Okay. All right, Teddy. Jesus Christ, have we ever gone this long without doing your tips?
There's a lot of delay going on.
That must mean it's going to be extra special good.
Actually,
I'm 100% sure that doesn't mean that at all.
So the funny thing, you actually alluded to something earlier that actually reminded me. So you said the word asshole, and that actually triggered my TED.
If your tip is anything about my asshole,
No.
this is going to be the greatest tip of all time.
It's going to be about your boss.
Let's get it all out of your system now. Let's all laugh our heads off and let me know when you're done.
Dude, I'm sorry. You mentioned my asshole as your tip, and I'm just
not your asshole. I'm talking about
well,
the
because
other asshole.
if we're throwing this out there, I mean, everybody, my asshole's available. I mean, just do it. Okay, go ahead, Teddy. I'm sorry.
On a side note, even though your asshole might be open for business,
And a side note,
It's. I think he's got about a week to wait because he just bleached it.
Is that popular in the porno industry? The bleached asshole. I mean, I heard that. Yeah. So yeah.
It's
The
essential.
white- yeah, it's essential now.
Yeah.
Who's bleaching their asshole? The guys or the girls?
I guess the girls, but maybe the guys too. I don't know, but definitely the girls.
Okay, first of all, when the guy is having sex with the girl, I don't look at the guy. I don't look at the guy at all. Nope, I don't look at the guy. Yeah, I don't even know that there's a guy there.
No, of course not.
Yeah, I'm just looking at the girl parts all the time. Never do I think
The
about the hot guy parts.
The good bits.
Same.
Yeah. That's so funny to me.
Plus, ironically, all the good gay men porno stars are all the good men porno stars are actually like gay. You know, I don't know if you knew
Listen,
that or not. So.
I think we should.
I know that you knew that, Ted.
Of course I know. Of course I know that. I'm just saying it's ironic. You know, you have to laugh at that. You know, so
I think we should diverge off this topic because I think you could do an entire episode on pornography because the choices of what people watch it's extremely fluid. You know what I mean?
Well, did you know what the number one porno thing to look at? I didn't even know this. I actually read this recently. The number one thing that's the most popular porno is that hentai porn. It's like that Japanese cartoon porn.
Stuff.
It's a cartoon porn where
you know why?
like,
you know why?
Why?
Because it's all young kids.
Oh.
What?
And it's like a cartoon and sex for
He
them.
doesn't know what's going on.
Wait, are you talking about why would you watch cartoon?
You better
people have sex?
mansplain this.
Because they're young. I think it's all young kids.
Wait, I have to believe that as often as I'm on porn sites, that I have to be fueling what's popular. Yeah, and I have never watched cartoon sex.
Well, that's like your melatonin to fall asleep, right? You're just like,
Well, I'm trying to think.
Or it could be the population in the Asian countries was extremely high.
They have those really weird cartoons, right? With the big eyes
yeah,
and
everything's exaggerated.
yes!
Everything's exaggerated.
And they
yeah,
can't
so.
watch regular porn because the penises, the good bits are all blurred out. So
I actually
they're like,
Googled,
"What's
'cause I didn't know what that
cartoons?"
meant. I actually had to Google it. I'm like, what's hentai? And
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, it's the cartoon stuff.
Yeah.
It's the cartoons. Yeah, so that's the most popular porn. Like number one.
Okay,
Well,
so
wait. The other thing that's hilarious. That's why I said we got to get off this topic because it's a whole show.
Actually,
But
we're still
other thing-
on it, John.
The other thing that's hilarious is all of the stuff, and I see it occasionally. Occasionally.
Every day.
All the stuff like Simpsons, like Marge.
that's pornography.
Yes. Or Frozen.
Scooby-Doo.
Scooby-Doo, Frozen, yeah.
Wait a minute.
Oh, yeah.
Wait a minute.
Cartoon porn.
There's Scooby-Doo pornography?
Oh yeah.
Thelma. She's
Thelma?
like, oh, I've
Daphne and
lost.
Velma?
Wait, who's the other
I've
chick?
lost
the Thelma
my
with the
glasses.
glasses? With
And
the
then she's
yeah.
feeling around in
Yeah,
the
I bet
dark.
she lost her glasses.
Listen, guys, it's going to seem like I'm not talking for a while, but there's no reason for that. So, and I don't have my phone in my lap.
Wait, who's the other chick in the
Thelma?
Scooby-Doo thing? Thelma and the other
Louise.
No,
Daphne.
Daphne. Yeah, with that little
Okay, so
little,
here.
little
I'd
schoolgirl
rather,
skirt
I'd rather
she's
go
wearing. Yeah, you know
Thelma.
what's up. You know
Oh
what's
shit!
up.
I thought you were going to say she
know
had a
what's up.
dick. I'm just like, Daphne had a dick. Man, this explains a lot. Okay, hold on, Julia. Do women? Okay, and you don't have to answer this. You can clearly say, "I'm not going to answer
I've
this."
heard. some of my friends-
Do women watch pornography?
Absolutely.
They watch it more than guys.
No,
I don't want to speak for women, but or just as much.
You just did.
Well, I'm her lawyer. I'm going to speak for her. You don't have to answer that question.
Okay, that's cool. I just listen. I always hear this, right? Like oh, women aren't. They don't say this and they don't say that. You know, because guys are just like disgusting pigs, right?
Do you know how ruthless women can be behind closed doors? Do you have any clue?
Ted, I have watched the Atlanta Housewives.
Wait,
I know exactly.
Have
how
you seen a
ruthless they
woman
can be.
at a Chippendales or Thunder Down Under
Ted,
bachelorette party?
I told
Oh,
you.
yeah.
Have you?
No,
Well, if I did,
Teddy, I told you I danced for 8 years. Yeah, I've seen what they did. I had a woman almost rip my dick off. Oh wait, that was me. I almost ripped my own dick off. Sorry, that was a completely different thing. Okay,
Thought it might have been a bear.
yeah, you thought guys had some locker room talk. Yeah, you ain't seen nothing yet. You ain't seen nothing yet. That'll be a separate tip for 20s.
okay. Well, we haven't done your tip for 20.
Wait, did you say it might have been a bear that ripped his dick off?
Yeah.
You know, that's a rather large, hairy gay man, right? That's where
Yeah.
you're going. Not a bear. You're going to a gay bear. Yeah.
Turkish bath guy.
Wait
See,
a minute.
I don't think he knew that.
Wait a minute. Why do I get sexually assaulted by a gay bear? I mean, listen. Hold on a second. I am a gay magnet. I'd say he's like gay
more of
guys
a
love
cub,
me.
wouldn't you?
Listen, no.
You actually blend perfectly into Uptown. If you were in Uptown right now, yeah.
No,
you blend
listen to me. I'm
perfectly
telling
in,
you
so.
right now. I get hit on by gay guys all the time. I get hit on, and it's fine. I don't care. They buy me beer. They can get whatever they want, right? I mean, hey, you buy me dinner, I have to pay back. That's all I'm saying. All right, Ted, Do your goddamn tip.
You ready?
No, I'm not ready.
We've been ready for
I
an
actually
hour.
want to cancel this, but go ahead.
The show's almost over.
Yeah, no shit. Thanks for being here, everybody.
Julia, so here's the tip. I'm not talking to you guys. So, how to tell if someone you're talking to is okay? So there's two things. So someone's an asshole, right? So you're either if someone's being an asshole versus somebody is an asshole. Huge difference. Huge difference.
Wait, so you're saying there's a difference between someone who is an asshole
Versus someone just being an asshole.
Oh, so you can be like a temporary asshole.
Temporary asshole, yeah. I mean, we're all been assholes at some point.
So, Julia, do you feel like I feel like Julia's a very nice person.
Yes.
I can say this right now because I know her.
Yeah.
Have you ever been an asshole, Julia?
We all have. It's okay.
I think we've all have at some point.
Yeah. But there's some people they see. Here's the differentiation.
Okay.
There's people who are assholes in their core versus people who are just being assholes because they're just having a bad day or just they're in a bad mood. And so here's how you tell the difference.
Okay.
And this is tough. So it's kind of like the person. So the analogy I would give you is like someone who like doesn't tip at a restaurant. So there's people who don't tip because they don't have any concept of tipping.
That's not a thing. There is no person who doesn't have a concept of tipping.
No, believe it or not, see that's where you're wrong. That's where your disconnect is because there are people, believe it or not, who really do not have a concept of it. It's called tone deaf. You've heard of the expression tone
So they've
deaf, right?
never. You're saying there's a person out there who goes to a restaurant.
No, not a person. There's people.
Okay, people
Multiple
who
people.
go to a restaurant who don't know that you're supposed to tip.
No, I mean they truly believe in their own mind, whatever rationale they're using. That I mean they have some semblance of it, but I'm saying they really truly believe in their own mind that it's really not necessary because if the service wasn't up to their quote unquote subjective standards or whatever. But the point is, of course they know. But the point I'm trying to make is that they just. There's a difference between the people who are tone deaf versus the people who are in the know. So here's like I told this before in the tips for 20s. When someone demands an explanation, never tell them. Julia, when someone this is real, Julia,
Mister, why am I in this van? Why are you
in life?
Why did you
trust
tie
me
up?
Trust me. Here's what all you need to know.
I'm not going to tell you.
When someone says,
I'm not going to tell you.
This is going to happen. So someone's going to say, "Why did this happen?" And even if you tell them, they're still not going to know. So seriously, the point is, when someone demands an explanation about anything, never tell them because they won't understand anyway. And those who do know, no explanation is needed.
If you know, you know.
No explanation is needed.
That doesn't make any sense.
It makes perfect sense.
You know what? Though it
And
probably does.
And here's the funny thing. And even if you give the person who's not in the know, let's just say they say, "Why did this happen?" and you tell them exactly what happened, they're still going to be in complete disbelief. Like, "Oh, I don't get it. I don't understand." Because oh man, they're fucking useless. It's not their fault. It's not their fault. That's just the way they are. That's just the hand they were dealt. That's the hand they were dealt.
So you're saying there are people that are so dumb that they can't.
I mean, not dumb. They're not dumb. They're just tone deaf. They're just not. They're oblivious to the obvious, and you can't help them.
Okay, all right.
And even if you articulate everything to them perfectly, they're still going to be incredulous to you.
And what's the tip?
Well, John, since you're good at interrupting people, I'm going to tell you right at that. You're really good at that, by the way.
Oh my God!
Thank you.
Oh my God!
Yeah. Coitus interruptus. Because this show is fucked.
So someone who's so here's the point is someone who's like truly someone who's an asshole to their core, you have to kind of feel sorry for them. It's not their fault because they're tone deaf and they're completely oblivious to that. I mean, so if you know the signs, it's so if you're like for example, if I have a bad day, I can be an asshole, but I'm not an asshole. And actually, I feel remorse about that because I'm like, oh, I treated this person badly. You'll do something to make it up. But someone who truly is an asshole, they don't have any concept of that whatsoever.
Okay,
ever.
So Teddy, can I feel like I have a story right here about a person who is truly an asshole.
So we all know people like that. That's the funny thing. Okay.
Well, here, let me do this.
All right.
Have you guys ever heard of a lovely woman named Kelly Watt? Are you guys familiar with Kelly Watt?
I never heard of her.
Nope.
Okay. She is very into mass shootings. Okay. She actually sends emails and letters to parents who have had their children die in mass shootings. Okay. The letters basically say this: prove that you have a dead child in this mass shooting, that it wasn't fake. you are a liar and you are trying to force everyone to have gun control.
Well, obviously, so I'll stop you right there. So let's just assume this woman's completely fucking clinically insane. But let's just say, here's the funny thing. Let's just say the parent did.
Wait, she sounds like an asshole.
No, but seriously. But let's just stop right there. Let's assume the parent ignored all the craziness and did everything she wanted to. I guarantee you, even if they met all her bullshit de facto standards, she'd still be in disbelief. So it doesn't matter.
Yeah, because she's a moron.
Even if they gave her everything she wanted, that's my whole point.
She's
someone who demands an explanation. Never tell them because they won't understand. Yeah. And those who know, no explanation is needed.
Yeah. No. She is. Yeah. She is this insane.
Can I give you my example? It's actually pretty benign. So years ago, I was actually playing one-on-one basketball when I was actually okay at basketball. I was at a fitness center playing with a buddy of mine. So we were in this empty gym, just me and him playing one-on-one. And then
one thing led to another.
Yeah, I mean, besides that, yeah. Besides that, yeah. You know, what stays at the basketball court doesn't.
I
want to
see him
dribble.
Yeah. You know.
So here's what happened. So
hold on. Can I just say one thing? Can I say one thing?
Hey, why don't you say two things as long as you're at it?
Okay, I'll say two things then. Hey, Ted, it's really hot in here. Do you think we should take off our shirts to play?
Definitely. Hey, I just ordered a pizza.
What's man.
The pizza boy's coming.
Whoa. Hey, who ordered extra sausage?
You guys are like the village people on steroids.
Hey, Ted, is it hard to dribble with pants on?
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Anyway, so let's tune out the panic. Here's what happened. This is a real story. Here's what happened. So me and my buddy are playing one-on-one. So I want you to picture this empty gym with like 8 different basketball hoops, completely empty except for me and this one guy. So this guy, this older man, who obviously should have some knowledge about life, comes in with a small daughter, and for some reason we're not paying attention because we're in the middle of the game. He walks directly right in front of us while we're playing, and we're completely oblivious to him, and we almost like run over the daughter while we're playing basketball, okay? And we're like, oh my God, she's like, we weren't expecting that at all. So, and then, we're like, hey, oh my God. So he leaves, and then just by coincidence, about like 30 minutes later, we're all done with our game. He just happens to be
toweling each other off because you're all sweaty.
Yeah, we're sweaty. Yeah, we toweled each other off. We're good. We got all the sweat off. Yeah. So we happen to be leaving. We're leaving the recreational center, and he just happens to be there with his daughter, and he goes, hey. And I think it's directed to me. He goes, hey. He goes, why did you almost run into my daughter? And in the most polite, non-aggressive way, I said, sir, we didn't see her. We were in an empty gym. You just happened to cut in front across of us, and you could have used multiple alternative routes of travel, but for some reason you just happened to go right in front of us. And I was just very polite about it. And he goes, why did you do it? After I explained it, so I said, at that point in my life, I said, you know what? I will never talk to a fucking idiot again in my life and explain everything to
them.
You're talking to two.
Whoa! Well, you know what? I'm leaving then. It happened again. No, So, but at that point, that was an epiphany. I mean, just like because even when you're polite to an idiot, and you're cool, it doesn't matter because Darwin always wins. Darwin always wins. So yeah. So the best thing to do is leave idiots to their own devices because you can't help them.
So Julia, are you nice to people, or are you like kind of dismissive when something like two men? So say you walk here. I'm going to throw a scenario out, okay? Say you walk into a gym. There's 8 baskets, okay? But you see 2 guys. They have very little clothing on. They're clearly playing each other one-on-one.
They're very sweaty.
Really hard.
They're very sweaty.
Yeah. You're not paying attention, and they run into you. Are you cool with them? Would you be cool with them? Like, oh, you sweaty, clearly guys who want to have sex soon. I wish I wasn't in a gym with you. Are you nice to them?
Am I nice to them?
Yes.
I mean,
they're like 300 feet away from you. So like, in order for you to reach them, you have to really go out of your way to go to them. Like, you could have gone 10 other places to avoid them, but for some inexplicable reason, you decided to walk right through them, and yeah, by accident, they might have run into you. Under those circumstances,
this is so insane to me.
Well, no, I think then at that point, it's on me.
It's on you.
Exactly. Stop talking. We're on a podcast.
Yeah.
Hold on.
Perfect. It's on her.
Everyone, I want you to just mentally think what you would do.
Case closed.
We're gonna go ahead. We're gonna go ahead and give you 5 minutes and let you mentally think what you would do, and then we'll come back. Okay, so just don't pause. it'll just be dead space.
And I'm going to close out this podcast. I'm going to sum up. I'm going to.
Wait, you're closing out the podcast?
No, sorry. This segment of the podcast, the Ted's Tips. I think what Ted was trying to say.
Jesus Christ, are we still doing
This
that?
is what he's trying to say. He's like, hey, you're a young millennial, and you meet someone, you go on a little date or something, you go to the restaurant. Look how the person you're with treats other people, and then take that as a sign of whether they're an asshole or not.
So let's just say here's another good example. So I always thought about this.
I felt like John summed it up, but Ted, confuse us. Please.
I always thought about this. I always thought about it. So let's just say I was a secret millionaire. I was a secret millionaire, and like it's a very secret. So let's just say I met a woman. I met somebody. And I want this person to be my life partner, but I'm not sure. But I don't want to know I'm a millionaire, because if she likes me for money, then she doesn't act like me. So here's what I would do. Here's a test. Seriously, and this is like we've talked about this before. So let's just say you go to a restaurant. You go to a restaurant, and you would in advance tell the waiter, hey, spill some water on her, or give the wrong food order, just to see how she reacts. And if she goes completely ape shit or loses her fucking mind over something as minor as that, she's not the right one. It's really, I mean, save, or you can save, or you can be miserable for the next fucking 30 years. Take your pick.
So
take your pick.
Okay, hold on. Julia, does this sound like a good tip?
It's a fucking great tip.
No,
it's the fucking best tip ever.
Hold on. These are Ted's tips for Listen, we have literally gone on for almost an hour of Ted's tips for 20s, okay? Julia, you said Ted's tips were so great.
Why are you patronizing her?
No,
she already said that.
No. What I'm saying is, when you finally get to it, does that make sense? Would you do something like that? Like, say you're on a date, okay? And you have the waiter spill something on your date, and then if they lose their minds, would you just be like, "Oh no, you're not for me"? Does that make sense?
I mean,
I'm not saying I said it, but I'm saying it's a red flag.
Christ,
I'm just saying it's a red flag. It's a red flag.
Why does the flag have to be red?
Flash forward.
I'm just saying, if somebody can't keep it together over something as simple as that, what do you think is going to happen if you're with them for the next 5 or 10 or the rest of your life? If they can't handle something as trivial as that, what do you think is going to happen when there's something real happens in your life? That's my point.
Flash forward 5 years from now, Julia's with her girlfriend, and she's like, "Hey, Julia, whatever happened to that billionaire you went on a date with?" I'm like, the asshole fucking paid a waiter to spill a bowl of gazpacho soup on me, so I dumped his ass.
Oh my God, that would be so fucking great.
Hey, I'll tell you what. If I was
Julia told me, you're like, yeah, I just broke up. Oh, what happened? Oh man, yeah, we went to a restaurant and I got some shit spilled on me. It was like some kind of fucking test. Oh no!
How'd you know it was a test? Because we went to the restaurant 6 times, and 6 different times I got things spilled, and it kept getting worse and worse.
The soup just kept getting hotter and hotter.
I'm gonna break this bitch.
They kept spilling Gestapo all over me.
A Gestapo was, by the way, the Nazi
soup.
SS. You're talking about gazpacho, which is like cold soup.
Gestapo.
Marjorie. Taylor Green.
Gestapo is what the soup Nazi would.
Oh my God, the soup Nazi. No soup for you.
Yeah, no soup.
Oh my God. Okay, no, we're done with this. No,
Yeah.
we're done with Ted's tips for 20s. Julia, do not answer any questions Ted asks you. I'll tell you what I tell every guy in a bar. If Ted asks you a question, say no, because if you say yes, you are going to be a power bottom. Yeah, okay? Okay. Listen to me, okay, guys? Listen to me and pay attention. Do not be friends or relatives with Donald Trump.
Bingo.
Okay? Do not, because sooner or later, and it's usually sooner, you are going to be thrown under the golf cart, okay? And this week, the whipping boy is Rudy Jackoff Giuliani. Okay, this is what they said. The Trump team said that it was a drunken Rudy Giuliani who started the "we won the election" and extra ballots are being added, and now they are blaming everything on Rudy Giuliani.
I like how they're all turning on each other like lions locked in a cage with no meat for 20 days.
Is that a thing? Do people do that?
I mean, I don't know. The piece of shit Bill Barr is just blabbing at the mouth and I don't know if it's never too soon to learn our nation's policy on snitches get stitches, but
or snitches are bitches.
Yeah, but I do enjoy the committee.
Julia, do you have any interest in politics at all?
No.
I know. See, this is the problem. It's become so shitty that, I mean, and I don't, but I know for a fact that our young people, they don't give a fuck anymore. I mean, which is probably what the politicians want.
Well, here. So,
we just assume everyone's assholes.
Right. Here's the bottom line. I think I can speak.
Mr. Giuliani, is this your soup?
I think it's okay. So right now we have these January 6th hearings going on about the sedition. Here's the bottom line: nobody gives a shit because here's what people give a shit about: gas prices are $6 a gallon. Inflation's going through the roof. And yeah, so I mean, so let's just assume, okay, so Trump tried to overthrow the government, blah blah blah. He didn't obviously do it because the fucking government's still there. So what's the fucking point of all this? So let me ask you this: every fucking hearing that Congress has ever held in the history of mankind has ever helped anybody with their paycheck? And the answer is fucking no.
Ted,
the answer is no.
Ted,
nobody gives a shit.
Quick question for you: do you want to continue to live in a democracy?
You mean an autocracy?
Yeah, Johnny, I'll be 100% honest with you. There is nothing.
It's never been a democracy.
There is nothing that happens right now.
It's never been a democracy.
Johnny, it's never been a democracy. Yeah. It's from the get-go. I honestly don't believe it's ever been a democracy. First of all, it was a whole bunch of rich white assholes that started this whole fucking thing, right? They didn't let people vote. And sooner or later, as you go through, you see that the only people that can now be presidents are wealthy, fucking ridiculous jagoffs.
A couple of things. One, a black man was president, so it is changing. I'm not saying it's perfect. But here's the thing: you have to all understand, an imperfect society doesn't mean you can just fucking throw it out the window. I mean, do you want to go to Russia? Because look at Russia. What's happening there? Would you want to live in Russia? Do you think our democracy that you think doesn't exist is that better than Russia?
Hold on. Let's Julia. And answer this question correctly because we have a van outside and a plane waiting. Do you want to live in Russia?
There's a black.
I thought about it for a second. But then...
Wait.
How's the vodka?
Let me sum it up in a really quick question. There is a black, gay basketball player from America who's being held for no reason in Russia.
Brittany Griner.
That is, and I know, trust me,
yeah.
I know black children are being shot and whatever by the cops. I know that. But I still think in America that just is not going to happen. You're going to take a black lesbian basketball player and lock her up for no reason and just let it be that way for months on end.
But
I don't want to live in a world where that's acceptable.
Right, but they're doing that because they can, because we don't have any power to stop them from doing that.
I'm just saying.
Probably she didn't have any drugs on her to begin with, and so it's probably more of a political thing. It's
completely political.
It's just to trade her for. Yeah. I mean, so let's just say hypothetically she had a small amount of hashish oil, which is completely legal. I mean, obviously it's not a real thing. So obviously they're just holding her for any reason they want because it's a.
I'll end it here.
Government.
I'll just say our country's not perfect.
Yeah, it's not perfect.
But there's very few other places I'd rather live, and I want to make this place better.
Finland. Sweden. Sweden.
Well,
Amsterdam.
Until Russia takes over, because they're not in NATO.
Amsterdam.
No, listen to me. I'm 100% with this. There are people that would risk their lives to leave where they're at to come here. And yeah.
Well, let me ask you this: who would risk their life to leave here to go? Have you ever heard? Have you ever heard one story about someone said,
"Now you're supporting
I'm going to abandon everything here and swim across the ocean to get to Haiti or Burkina Faso
Cuba.
or or
Teddy.
Ethiopia." No one's going to do that.
Right?
Nobody would do that.
Listen to me.
You've never heard any story like that. Yeah.
I'm down with that.
I agree with that.
I'm down with that. Okay, I get it. Right, but there's no way that we can fix all that. But here's the thing. We got to be able to fix what's going on right here.
Right.
We can't let insane people say insane things and start marginalizing all the people that are being marginalized. It's such bullshit. But we let them. Listen, we talked about last week, we talked about Carl Palladino, right? And all the racist ass shit that he fucking said. I mean, he literally called Michelle Obama a fucking dude.
Sure.
Right? Listen, Nobody should allow that. We should have special police going after assholes like that. That's an asshole, man. Fuck those people.
Well, here's the problem. Every country, so we don't. America probably doesn't have to be worried about being invaded by Russia or a foreign government. Like no one's going to come to. I mean, it's not like Ukraine, right? Like Russia's not going to come to America and try to take over. I mean, so, but every empire, which is what America is, rots from within. Like if you look at the Roman Empire, if you look through human history, every empire, they have a golden age and they go into decline and they rot from within. You know, it's not necessarily an invasion. You know, you're not gonna have the Huns invade us or the Russians invade us or anybody invade us.
I would just clarify this,
Ted. I feel like you could invade me.
Maybe
I already did. You just don't know it.
Every empire.
Oh my God. Hold on, Johnny. Stop. I have to room with Ted for the next 2 days.
I know.
I'm gonna be in a hotel room.
You won't see me that much. Don't worry.
Because you'll be behind me.
Don't turn around.
You might be slightly incapacitated.
Dude, that was the worst movie I have ever. Don't Look Up. That was I still say that's the worst movie
Wait,
of all
that's a
time.
movie?
Don't Look Up.
I thought that was Sharknado.
Dude, Sharknado was fucking awesome. That was one of the best movies of all
That's
time.
new, right? Don't Look Up. I don't think.
Don't Look Up. Don't watch it. It's so contrived and so ridiculous.
Don't look it up.
Is that M. Night Shyamalan or no?
No. Okay. Watch it and then see how contrived it is.
Okay.
You everything that happens in that movie, you know it's happening 5 minutes before it happens.
They have a scene where a guy in the middle of a divorce with his 2 kids are driving on a highway and there's a tire, and he stops for.
And then he gets straight in the back of the head.
I think I'm going to get out. Yeah, Dad, go ahead. Mom said to get out right now.
But I'm gonna close this segment. This is my job. I close segments off because they get annoying.
You're like the closer. You're like the closer.
Yeah, I'm the closer. This is Teddy. Teddy brought us all to this because he's like, what's the point of the January 6th hearings? And I hear that all the time. I hear it at home. I hear it from a number of people. The important thing is to get in the history books. And here's the other thing. There's a little one line from their forefathers who say that the vice president's thing is to open up the ballots and read the electoral votes.
Okay.
They don't explicitly state you can't change them or throw them away. It just kind of says read them. Everyone with any common sense, and even Trump's inner circle, all said there's no way Vice President Pence had any authority to do anything differently than just read the electoral votes. Because why would our forefathers want someone who is potentially could benefit from eliminating them to be able to do that? So they're like, let's just pass a law, just clarify that, just put some clarifying language to say you cannot throw out electoral votes. That's why these committee hearings are necessary, to just kind of get it out there and try and tweak and fix and improve the system. That's my final words.
Okay, no, that makes sense. Okay.
Very poignant.
All right, so we're moving on. Teddy, try not to get excited about this, but Jack Daniels.
Too late.
Hold on.
I'm not a fan of Jack Daniels, by the way, but
Okay,
it's okay in small doses.
Okay, but Jack Daniels and Coke are launching a can of pre-mixed Jack and Coke. Have you guys heard of this?
I've heard of it. Yeah.
Okay, so Teddy, Crown and Diet Coke can't be far behind. Okay.
Thank you, Crown Royal.
No, he's a Coke. Isn't he Coke Zero?
Coke Zero. Crown and Coke Zero.
Wait, who's the CEO of Crown Royal? I'm going to write that guy.
Mr. Crown.
Mr.
Yeah.
I can picture with that handlebar mustache, like the villain who ties up someone to the railroad tracks, like in the movies.
Dastardly Duck.
Dastardly
Dan. I don't know.
Beam Centauri is headquartered in the Merchandise Mart, in case anyone's interested.
Wait, where are we going tomorrow? Okay, so do you guys drink, Julia, do you drink any of that pre-mix, like hard seltzer and all that kind of stuff?
No, I think it's all trash.
What's your drink of choice?
Whiskey sour.
Whiskey sour.
So what type of whiskey is that?
Any whiskey.
Any whiskey you want.
and there's like, is there like a
sour mix?
Sour mix, okay.
Sweet and sour.
So
three ingredients.
So it's
well,
like
I mean,
what's the third one?
Ice.
Oh, I thought it was like a Rob Roy or something from like the 19, because you got the.
That is awesome.
Yeah.
I think you forgot something. The ice. All right, so you will drink any. I mean, I don't even know what whiskeys are. What's a whiskey? I have no idea.
All liquors are whiskey. So
what?
Whistle Pig,
bourbon,
Jack Daniels,
rye. They're all whiskeys. They're all types of whiskey.
Angel
Julia, you are letting a bartender pour anything into a cup with sour mix, and you're going to drink it.
Well, unless she asks for something specific. I mean, she could ask for a specific drink. I mean, but if you don't say anything, they're going to give you the well drink. They're going to give you the well, which is the cheapest whiskey. You have to ask for it.
Teddy, I drink beer, man. As soon as I start drinking whiskey, I'm trying to murder everyone in the bar, man.
Right.
No one wants that. Literally no one. I had a friend of mine. I got so fucked up. Mick and I, my buddy Mick, who's been on the show, we were doing shots, and I'm so fucked up. I call my friend in Arizona, okay, and it goes right to voicemail, and she has this voicemail, and it is me mumbling, screaming, screeching. It's crazy shit, and she's just like, 2 days later, she's like, I hope you're okay, and you should never drink whatever you drank like that, because you sounded crazy, and I wanted to call the police. And I'm like, hey,
So you left the drunk voicemail via / instead of the drunk text, you did the drunk voicemail thing.
Man.
But
You turned into that guy.
We all know that Julia is in her 20s, and I'll be
As are you, Johnny. So what's your point?
yeah 3 times over. But I am interested in how you got to whiskey sour because, in my opinion, that sounds like an old school.
It is an old school.
I'm gonna have a
old-fashioned.
slow gin fizz,
Yes.
or grasshopper, or whiskey sour.
Or what's the other one? The Rob Roy.
Rob Roy.
Yeah.
Rob Roy.
Yeah.
So how do you get?
Who turned you on to whiskey sours?
That's like something from like The Shining, like they have in like 1940, like the New Year's Eve party in 1940. Yeah, I got the
Highball,
Rob Roy,
lowball.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, so let me ask this, Julia: were you at a haunted
Hotel.
Colorado
in
mansion
the winter when it was closed? When a ghost told you to have a whiskey sour?
Have I told this story before?
No. You have to me, but go ahead and tell that. No, but how do you get into whiskey sour?
I honestly, I didn't start drinking until I was like 23, and then I was like, you know what? We're going to go all out.
I don't understand that. I started drinking when I was 12. I started drinking. No, my friends would. My one buddy's dad was a pilot, and he had little bottles
the
of
mini bottles,
right?
Yeah.
So his dad was a pilot, so he had hundreds of mini bottles on like this display thing. Okay, and we would take the mini bottles, and we would pour them into cups, and then fill them with liquid that looked exactly like that. So if it was like if it was brown, we would just put Coke in there, right? And we would put it back. And his dad did not ever figure it out. I don't think any of the like 500 bottles that we ended up drinking had any actual alcohol in them because we drank them all.
500 little bottles of whiskey on the wall. 500 little bottles of whiskey.
Yeah. Take one down, pass it around. How many 12-year-olds are
fill it up
puking
again.
right now?
Wait, so you started drinking at 12? You drank at 20. When did you start drinking? When's the first time you drank it?
As soon as he said that, I tried to think.
But you were drinking so much you couldn't.
So I started smoking cigarettes.
Really?
What?
Well before. I started in 3rd grade with my first cigarette.
Wow.
No
impressive.
way.
Yeah.
You realize, I'm going to tell you a funny story. I've never smoked a cigarette in my life.
Yeah. And
Me
good,
neither.
don't do it.
That's impressive.
Do not do it.
And that's why Julie and I are friends, because we don't smoke cigarettes.
You know what my favorite, I can't remember who told me this. It might have been a nun or a priest.
Bernard
or
Rand.
something.
Yeah, hold on. It was a priest. John, this is totally normal. Now put your hand right here.
Actually, it might have been a college professor, but no. But this is a great. Oh my God! This would have been a great TED tip. This would have been a great TED tip.
Okay, I love this.
So let's say you're young. You're just some young dumb idiot, and you want to explore drugs.
Not you though, Julia. He's talking about another young dumb idiot.
Right.
Not you.
No, that sounded on brand for me.
Yeah.
Youngsters are curious,
No.
right? Youngsters are curious about drugs, right? They're like, oh, I'm kind of curious. What would Coke be like? And
Well, that's another tip. Don't be curious. Remember that tip.
Yep. Don't be
yeah.
curious. Okay, John.
So here's the quick tip.
John, do you have Coke?
I'm not curious. I'm not curious at all. But go ahead.
It. No, I was just I was curious.
Here's the quick tip. Here's the quick tip. Or say fentanyl. It's a little more appropriate.
That's harmless. Yeah.
John, do you have any fentanyl?
I mean, how much stimulant do you need?
So,
Hey,
so here we
Ted,
go.
don't bogart my buzz, man.
Don't bogart my fentanyl. So here's the quick tip. There's 2 outcomes. If you do fentanyl, well, you could potentially die and whatever. But 2 outcomes. You either hate it or you love it and now you're obsessed with it. Neither one of those do you want. If you don't like it, then who cares? And if you love it and now you're obsessed with it, well, that's bad too. So don't do it in the first place.
Wait a minute. Are you saying if someone gives you a drug and you don't like it, that's bad?
Yes, I mean, like say, like in my day, it was I may have dropped some acid or something at one point, right?
Oh, wait, hold on, Ted, get on the floor and pick that up. I want that acid.
Too late. Already in my pocket.
That's not
God
a good
damn it,
feeling,
John.
right?
Do you have any drugs? No, I hate dropping my drugs.
I
It's
don't
the
have
worst
any
feeling
drugs.
ever.
But let's say I had
the
some
worst.
acid in my pocket.
Hold on. Ted, give me a second. I need to go into John's pocket and find his acid.
Look, here's a quick question: how much stimulant does somebody need? Like, what do you? What's the high you want to get? Like, I mean,
Well, it depends on how old you are,
how much
because
of
you
a-
get deader and deader
how much?
inside.
I mean, how much of an escape route do you need? I mean, I don't want. I mean, you hear about these like famous
I
people.
mean,
like
right now,
couple
I have to
comics.
strangle a hooker just to get an erection.
I mean, a few comics died from taking fentanyl.
That is the weirdest. That is the weirdest thing because literally, I think it was like a week ago. Julia said the same thing to me,
So here. So it's true story. So
and then we strangled the hooker together because we're friends.
so
Sharing is caring.
So Julia, when I was 6 years old,
Oh my God, this is gonna be
6 years old in 1976, by the way,
My
I'm
mother
dating
took
myself.
me to go see.
I saw 2 movies when I was 6 years old in a theater, like a real theater. Jaws and I Spit on Your Grave.
No, shut the fuck up! Don't tell this story. Everyone knows this
The
story.
story's over now. So, okay, and then when I was about 10 or 11, here's what she took me to like police headquarters to see a symposium on drugs, and it was literally like a slideshow about people being murdered over drug deals gone bad, and some guy took PCP, and he thought he was Jesus, so he basically he tripped out like this with his arms, like he thought he was Jesus. He was like this, and he died like that. They had to break his arms to his sides to get him in his coffin. It was pretty fucking crazy. So yeah, no, I'm serious. Yeah, it was the fucking worst thing. And I'm 11 years old. I'm seeing this shit. So I mean, so the point is, after that, I'm like, yeah, fuck that shit. I ain't fucking doing none of that shit.
So parents,
I ain't doing fucking none of that
parents
shit.
that listen to me, literally, don't do that to your fucking
Yeah,
kids.
it's like-
because they will end up just like
it's
Ted.
like scared. It's like scared. It's like scared straight. It's like scared straight. So it was like uppers, downers, reds, blues, whatever that shit was back then and back in the 80s or 70s. But I'm like, what's the fucking point of that stuff?
Wasn't it the 90s? Mr. Anderson, if you take the blue pill.
If you take the red pill.
Yeah.
Listen, that's all fucking bullshit. Okay.
Yeah, but hold on. If you were Neo, wouldn't you just pick up both those
Yeah.
things and just fucking slam both of them
Yeah.
and be like,
Let's see what happens.
Fuck you,
But seriously,
motherfucker!
what rational person would say, I'm going to take PCP, I'm going to take angel dust, I'm going to take bath salt, which is like heroin and cocaine combined into one. I mean, it's like the
What?
fucking worst thing. You
No,
ever-
I don't
you
think
ever
they
heard of
call
bath-
heroin and cocaine bath
It's
salt.
bath salt. Dude, Google it. It's bath salt.
Yeah,
No,
I
you
know what
Google
bath
it.
salt is. And then it's not heroin
I don't have
and cocaine.
Okay, what is it then?
I don't
It's
know. It's
bath
bath
salt.
salt.
It's
Hold on a
literally
second.
bath
Hold on.
salt.
Julia
Google
is
it. I'm just
taking.
Googling it right
I'm
now.
looking
Julia-
it up as we speak.
She is literally taking up the mantle because Johnny is incapable right now of using his phone. She is literally right now.
what's
She's
bath salt?
Googling
What's bath salt.
what is wrong with Ted.
I'm not talking about fucking Bed Bath and Beyond. I'm not talking about fucking
do
bubble
you
bath.
hear
I'm talking
that,
about,
Mr.
yeah.
Anderson? That's Julia Googling her phone.
Actually, this
That
is
is the sound of inevitability.
this is a better tip for 20s than that stupid other shit about the asshole. So yeah.
Oh my God! You know what, Teddy? You know what you have to do is we have to go ahead and go through the show, right? And then we're not going to do Ted's tips for 20s right away anymore. We're going to wait and let you kind of organically figure out what you want to say and what you need to say for each show.
What's bath salt?
Bath salt. Oh, you have it.
Bath salt is
I looked it
salt
up, and
made for
the
baths.
first thing that comes up is like you get a message at the top that says "Help is available."
Okay, and the second message?
Don't let
It
Ted
is
give you
not
bath salt.
cocaine and heroin.
No, it is literally like if Ted is offering you bath salts, run the fuck away.
cocaine and heroin apparently it's known as speedball.
Yeah, fuck that. I speedballed up. I mean, hold on a second. What I meant to say was, I knew that because I saw it on TV, not because I did it. Yeah. Nobody does speed.
So actually, here's like a really good tip for people that are 20. So some poor kid in New York. I mean, this is serious. In New York, he was like 25 years old. He went with like he got a cat.
For
No,
those
seriously.
of you who can't see our broadcast, match us through all of our words in the air.
So this poor kid
All
got
my notes are dead.
This poor kid got in a cab with like 3 other guys, and they obviously fed him some GHB or some bullshit like that, and he passed away.
What's GHB?
It's fucking the date rape drug, idiot.
Cocaine and heroin.
Well, hold on a second, Ted.
GHB.
I don't rape people on dates.
I know
How
that.
the
I know.
fuck would I know
Well,
that?
I'm telling you. So GHB is a date rape drug. So whatever they gave him, it obviously incapacitated him so bad that he actually passed away. After a night out. So the point I'm trying to make is that
Hold on. Can I ask one question?
Sure.
Were they not able to rape him then?
The point
It's
was
a date rape drug.
No,
I'm just-
the point.
Sorry,
no,
I'm
no,
just-
the point was, he passed away, and then these offenders like basically stole his credit card information, like emptied his bank account. So the point I'm trying to make, if you're in your 20s, don't put yourself in a situation where you're vulnerable.
Okay.
That's the most. I mean, fuck the asshole tip. This is actually the most important tip. Fuck this tip. The most important tip is like, if you're in your 20s, yeah, you're having a good time, you're out with your friends. Never get so incapacitated that you don't know what's going on around you, because that's actually the worst thing that could happen when you're helpless.
Wow.
The worst thing.
Okay, so listen, I'm just going to
I was
stop.
going to save this for the last one, but I'm going to tell you right now.
Teddy, no, listen to me. That might be
The best tip ever.
the best tip ever.
Tip ever. Yeah.
That might be the best tip
Yeah.
ever. So
always be aware of your surroundings.
if I were to tell Julia,
Yes.
I say, listen, all that other bullshit that Ted said,
I've said a lot of bullshit.
right?
For
Right.
sure.
Make sure you're with your friends, okay?
Yeah.
And don't ever put yourself in a place
Don't ever, exactly.
where Ted is there and he's giving you ideas.
I mean, I'm talking about. I know it could be something simple. It could be something like, don't take too many tequila shots. Just
Ted, I'm
mean,
sorry,
just
I'm
it's okay. No, get drunk, have a good get drunk, have a good time, but don't get so incapacitated to the point where you're like blind drunk, where you're helpless.
Hey,
in public.
Hey,
Listen,
little girl.
I feel like Ted is. I'm rooming with Ted for the next 2 days. I feel like Ted is looking at me right now. And he's like, "Don't be helpless, man. Don't do it."
Well, he's trying to figure out how helpless you could get before your red flags go off.
So listen. Last year we went to this thing. I was so sick
Yeah.
that I was literally helpless. But
Yeah.
Ted explained
Bent over the bathtub.
No. Listen to me. So Ted was just like, dude, you are sick, man. Your asshole's going to be inflamed. It's going to be like real sore. He's like, just live with it.
So here,
and don't tell anybody.
Have you been out? Have you ever been out partying? Have you ever been out partying, Julia? Where you've seen some of your friends where they're so like blind drunk, they're like passed out, or just like sloppy drunk, where it's like almost like embarrassing. I mean, they're going to be fine, but the point is,
Like Ted?
they're
No.
like helpless, right? Have you
Yeah.
ever seen that? Yeah. So you never want to be that way. You never want to get to that point. Nobody wants that.
No, Teddy.
Nobody
listen,
wants that.
Listen to me. As I try not to be that guy. Okay,
Yeah.
but Teddy is absolutely right. Okay, so you got to kind of
Yeah.
If you're 20s. Don't.
Especially you want to go out and you have a good time because you want to cut loose and blah 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 blah.
Right.
But I'd have the whistle. Like,
Everybody cut loose. Yeah.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, but
Time
Teddy.
out.
Teddy is absolutely right. Teddy is absolutely right. And listen, because Teddy is absolutely right. Okay, I think it's time. And I've never said this before, that Teddy is absolutely right. Okay, and I don't want him to be angry tomorrow while I fall asleep and I'm drunk. Okay, I think it's time that we put this thing to bed. Okay,
Let's put this baby to bed.
Listen to me.
It's
Listen
been
to
a
me.
long time.
I can't tell if it's you two guys or Julia that made this the most insane show we've ever had ever.
I think
okay?
it has been the most insane.
It is absolutely the most insane. So I'm going to give Julia the chance. We have to put this to bed. Okay. So Julia, last words. Is there anything that you would like to say to everyone on your first show? And this is definitely not going to be your last show. I'm going to force you to come back, not like Ted would force you to come back, but in a different way. Anything you want to add?
I knew you killed that nun.
Oh my God. Oh man, that is not true in any way, shape, or form. All right, Ted, what is the last thing you want to leave everybody besides don't get so fucked up that you do something to them that they're sorry for? And I love you, Ted.
I just said it. You
Not
actually
like
said
that,
it. You said it perfectly. And I hope I golf good this weekend. That's all I got to say. So
Not happening.
Wait, hold on. So do I. Because I feel like you'll be happier, way happier, Ted. All right, Johnny, you get the last word, as usual, on the show.
Thank you. And for some reason, I'm going to run home and just Google some nun porn.
ass kisser.
Okay. Oh, man. Oh, my God. I can't Google any more nun porn because I think I've hit my nun porn limit. Yeah. All right. Listen, everybody, it was a great show. Julia, thank you so much for being here. And you have to come back.
Definitely.
Okay, you have to come back. Ted, you have to not come back.
From the dead.
I'm retired.
Wait. Oh, retired. Sorry, I thought you said something else. All right,
Yeah,
Johnny,
no one
thank you as always. We missed you last week, okay, and everybody did. I got so much feedback that was like, "Don't do a show without John," and I'm like, "What? What about Ted?" And they're like,
Why not?
"Don't do a show without John." I'm like, "That's not cool, man." All right, thanks everybody for listening. Okay, we will see you next week, and please tell everyone that you know about the Real 3 Idiots podcast.